in a quiet village nestled among rolling hills, there lived a young man named Ethan, known by everyone for one thing: his laziness. He constantly delayed everything. Homework, left until the last minute. Chores, always someone else's problem. Opportunities to grow, learn, or change, ignored with a lazy wave and the famous line, "I'll do it tomorrow." Despite repeated warnings from his parents and teachers, time is your greatest treasure, Ethan simply shrugged. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. He had no goals, no direction, and no passion. Life was something to float through, not to chase after. One autumn day, a wise old sage came to visit the village. Known far and wide for his wisdom, he had a rare ability to awaken the lost. People gathered eagerly to hear his words. Curious and secretly hoping for an easy shortcut to success, Ethan joined the crowd. When it was finally his turn, Ethan stood before the sage and said, "Master, I feel like I've failed. Everyone around me is moving forward, but I'm always stuck. I want to succeed, I want to change, but I don't know how. Can you help me?" The sage, with calm eyes and a voice like quiet thunder, replied, "Your struggle isn't because you lack talent or chances, Ethan. It's because you do not respect time. You let it slip away without a thought, unaware that it is the most precious treasure life offers." Ethan lowered his head in shame. The sage continued, "Let me tell you a story. Once, there was a generous king who ruled a prosperous kingdom. One day, the king came across an old friend, once bright and full of promise, now poor and bitter. The man complained endlessly about his bad luck and the unfair world. The king, moved by compassion, offered him a chance. Before sunset today, the king said, "You may enter my royal treasury and take as much gold and jewels as you can carry." The man was overjoyed and rushed home to tell his wife, but instead of going straight to the palace, he said, "I'm starving. Let me eat first." After a big meal, he felt sleepy and thought, "I'll just take a quick nap." He slept until late afternoon. Panicked, he grabbed some sacks and sprinted toward the palace. On the way, the sun scorched his back. He stopped under a tree to rest and dozed off again. By the time he opened his eyes, the sun had already set. He ran, breathless, to the palace gates, but they were closed. His golden opportunity was gonna waste it, not by fate, but by his own delays. The sage looked at Ethan and said, "Do you see? The man wasn't poor because he lacked a chance, but because he didn't value time. The Buddha once said, 'No fire burns hotter than the fire of wasted time.' Every moment is a seed you can either plant it or let it wither." Ethan stood silent. The weight of truth hit him harder than any punishment ever had. He bowed low before the sage and said, "Thank you, Master, I will change." And he did. From that day, Ethan took charge of his life. He began waking up early, finishing tasks without delay, helping at home, and studying with focus. Slowly his grades improved, his confidence grew, and his relationships blossomed. Friends who once mocked him were now inspired. His parents were proud. His teachers began to believe in him again. Time became his greatest ally. In life, you can recover money, status, and possessions. But time, once lost, is lost forever. So remember the words of the Buddha: the present moment is the most precious gift we have. Use it wisely, and your future will thank you.